Welcome to That They'll Podcast. I'm your host, Danielle McPherson.
And I'm your host, Lilly Carr.
Our episodes are brought to you by Rose Hill Library, and today's guest is Officer Starnes. Before we ever join us, make sure you follow Rocket Productions on Instagram and Facebook. If you have missed any episodes, you can find the Rocket Productions Network anywhere you listen to podcasts. So, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you, Lily?
I'm good.
I know, I was just in class with you. Okay, so we want to talk to you about, well, first, we heard that you graduated from Rose Hill, but that's not true.
That is not true.
Where'd you go?
I graduated from Augusta, but I only went there my junior and senior year.
Okay, where were you before that?
I grew up in Missouri.
Okay. Well, yeah, because Brownie was telling us, he was like, you could, ask about being a graduate at Rose Hill, and then Miss Mandy, asked you, and I was like, so that wasn't true, and so I had to cut a whole bunch of questions. But, so is this your first year as an SRO officer?
It is not my first year as an SRO. I became an SRO in 2017.
Okay. So when did you graduate?
2010.
Okay, that makes sense. See, I feel like you're a lot, younger than you actually are. But,
Thanks.
yeah, that was kind of like a good compliment, but not a good compliment.
What made you want to work at Rose Hill?
My kids are here, so I just wanted to be closer to home and get to see my kids every day.
Makes sense. Where did you work before then?
I worked for Hayesville Police Department.
Okay, so you weren't working in the schools, or were you?
Yeah, so there, it's not like in Rose Hill how we have our own police department within the school. The SRO program in Hayesville is contracted through the city.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. What have you liked about working in the school district?
I just like the people. Everybody is just really friendly.
I get that a lot with people who
yeah,
work here.
it's definitely a different atmosphere to come from Wichita area versus here.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Is there anything that you would change about next year?
That's a trick question. I would have to think about that one for a little bit. I don't know.
I was gonna say, I don't really
another SRO.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, I don't really know. Could you describe your job just a little bit? Because I feel like I know what you do, but I don't know what you do.
Yeah. So primarily, obviously, it's to keep everybody safe. But I just walk around the halls, interact with students. If a crime happens, such as fights or vaping and stuff like that, then I have to take action and deal with those.
And you go through each of the schools, right?
Yeah.
Do you have offices in each of the schools?
We do.
Okay. Now that makes sense. Because I was asking Miss Mandy, I was like, can she come down? And she's like, she's not here. And I was like, oh wait, so she's not
so
here all the time?
She's
not here all the time.
Yeah. So I am here. So I split half my day between high school and middle school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm at the intermediate and primary.
Okay, makes sense. And we'll be right back with Officer Starnes after this commercial.
The Rose Hill Library started out as a community library at the school. Their hours are 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, and they're closed on Fridays and Sundays. They have nearly 10,000 items to check out, and all you need is a library card. They also have story time on Mondays at 10 a.m., and during the summer they host summer reading programs. The library can fax and scan documents to a flash drive and make copies for you. You can contact them at 316-776-3013.
Elite Compression has been offering their service for over 6 years. They fit all patients with lymphedema and chronic venous insufficiencies and make it easier for the patient to live their lives to the fullest. They are open on weekdays from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. You can locate them at 10346 Stonegate Street in Wichita, Kansas. You can contact them today at 316-636-7900.
Morning Court Farm has been family owned and operated by Kelsey Lewis since 2018. The farm hosts a variety of events including birthday parties, weddings, field trips, venue rentals, private farm playdates, glamper rental, and photography rentals. If you would like to contact them, you can call them at 316-208-4528. Email at morninggritfarm@gmail.com, and the address is 15499 Southwest 140th Street, Rose Hill.
We're back with Officer Starnes on the At the Hill podcast. Lily, you want to start off with the first one?
What all just goes into being an SRO officer?
So the big thing is you have to be already a certified police officer. So that's a 14-week class, and it can get intense. And then after that, some departments require you to have some street time, and then you have to go to a school resource officer training, and that's about 40 hours, so about a week.
And so, like, with the class and that kind of stuff, what did you have to, like, go through? Because, wait, you were a police officer first?
Yes.
So, like, what went into becoming that?
So like I said, that's a 14-week class, and we do stuff like defensive driving, and learning laws, and defense tactics, and we had to get pepper sprayed. That was awful. So yeah, just different stuff.
I was gonna say, hopefully that doesn't happen here. I feel like that's not like a Rose Hill thing, though. Like, you would never encounter a kid with pepper spray.
Well, yeah.
But you might. That might be horrible, though.
What kind of college do you go to?
So I actually went to cosmetology school.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to Paul Mitchell in Wichita. And
So, like, that was what you wanted to do?
yeah.
Yeah,
after high
that's
school?
two very, like, different
Yeah,
jobs.
how'd you... Well, okay, that was my next question, but, like, how'd you kind of switch from cosmetology to police officer?
So after I graduated cosmetology school, I was pregnant with my daughter, so my second child, and we just didn't have the means to send her to daycare. So after that, I was looking for jobs to help, pay our bills.
Yeah.
And I saw that Hayesville actually had an animal control position open. I was like, that's perfect. I could do that. I grew up on a farm. I've dealt with all kinds of animals. I can do that. So I got hired on as originally the animal control officer and did that for a year and a half before converting over to being a police officer.
Makes sense. So, like, when you were in high school and all that stuff, you wanted to go into cosmetology, but then
Yeah,
obviously
so
you're...
actually my senior picture, they put like what you want to do after you graduate, and I was going to go to Eric Fisher Academy.
Oh. Well, I was going to say, yeah, like Lily said, those are definitely two very different things.
Yeah.
But speaking on different things, we have a new segment right now, and it's going to be 5 different questions. The segment comes to you from a special sponsor. I'm not quite sure who that is right now, but that's okay. We'll put that in later. So we have 5 different questions that have nothing to do with your job.
Okay.
So what is your go-to place to shop on the weekends if you want to relax?
Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. That is such a good one.
What's your favorite holiday?
I don't have a favorite holiday. I have a favorite season. So I love the like fall and autumn, pumpkins, and
No, fall season is definitely the best.
Yes.
'Cause I feel like spring is like the same, but it brings sickness. And like everybody's sick during the spring.
Yeah.
Nobody wants that. Okay, well, this one is about a job. But if you had to pick another job to do, what would it be?
I would probably do hair.
Exactly.
If you were stranded on an island, what was one item you'd bring with you?
Do I have cell phone service? I'd definitely bring my cell phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can call help.
I would say cell phone for sure. And what was your favorite class in high school?
My favorite class was weightlifting with Coach Ingram. I had a lot of success in weightlifting. I won several weightlifting competitions, so I just like to lift weights.
Great. Well, thank you so much for coming in and talking to
Yeah.
us. And thank you for watching That Though podcast. If you missed any episodes, you can find them wherever you listen to podcasts. Make sure you follow Rocket Productions on Instagram and Facebook. I'm your host, Danielle McPherson.
And I'm your host, Lilly Carr.